Hey everyone, welcome back. Last episode I took a spontaneous trip to Peru for 2 months to go to a healing centre where they use ayahuasca and other plants from the Amazonian jungle to help heal the body. So if you haven't checked that one out, I would recommend going back to that episode before watching this one. In this episode, I am looking at my integration back into Australia and my next steps with treatment back home. I returned from Peru just in time to celebrate my birthday and my son Albie's 5th birthday. And my priority was just to focus on family and with the kids. After being away for 2 months, it would have felt like a lifetime for them. So that was my priority number one when I got home. It's like an art gallery. It's so cool, hey? Should we paint a picture and next time we come through we nail it onto the post? And we can have Albie and Billie Jean's artwork on the, what is that bridge? An Arrows Bridge? Counting Bridge? That'd be good, wouldn't it? What do you reckon, Bill? You want to do a painting for the bridge? Yeah, thumbs up. I've been back in Australia for 2 weeks now. After my Peru Healing Centre experience. Now the big important part is integration, how I integrate everything that I experienced and learned and want to take forward. So I'm going to do a PET scan and I will then be able to see how my cancer's progressing, whether it stayed the same, whether it's improved, whether it's gotten worse, because I got a baseline to go off on when I first was diagnosed. So I will book in with my surgeon to get that referral in the coming weeks and get that scan done and then work out the next step. Fingers crossed. I'm really determined to save my breasts, so I am a bit nervous about the scan, but I am also excited to find out what those results say, and I really hope things are positive for me, and I'll just keep doing my lifestyle interventions, my plant medicine from Peru for the next coming weeks, and once I get that PET scan then we'll see if we need to amp things up with some other treatments as well. I have been prescribed some off-label medication, metformin and some like parasitic medication and a couple of other things that I can't remember what they are. I am a bit reluctant to take the pharmaceutical medication when I'm taking the medicinal plants from Peru, just because energetically I think pharmaceutical stuff can clash with that. So I'm just going to hold off on the pharmaceutical stuff, and when I'm having breaks in between my plant diets, because I have to break in between, then I think I might introduce that. Just mindful not to put too much in my body at the same time to counteract things. Unfortunately, what I'm doing isn't done by many people, so I haven't got support that can help me, so to speak, because there's not many people that are mixing pharmaceutical medications and jungle plants from Peru. So yeah, I've got to really trust my instincts and just see what I can find on Google. Otherwise, just take it carefully, more than just jamming everything in my gob and hoping for the best. But yeah, feeling good. Oh, and another thing, a friend of a friend reached out to me when I was in Peru, and she's a distributor for one of the Kangen water filters from Japan. Super fancy water filter that is really good for your regenerating your cells and things like that. So I have got the water filter at the house that we're house sitting, and drinking the water, using that water for cooking. And yeah, it's got like a chlorine filter and things like that in it, so to get rid of some of the chemicals that are in the tap water in the city, which has got some nasties in it. So very grateful to her. She wasn't trying to, sell anything to me, so to speak, but she just reached out out of the kindness of her heart to loan me her machine. while I was in Perth. So shout out to you, Mel. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Just all these little things that are coming together is what's going to make the difference for me. So yeah, very grateful that she reached out and helped me out with the water filter. So I'm starting to look like a real cancer patient now. Check out my daily pill box. And I haven't even been back to the naturopath yet, so I'll probably get some more, but yeah, some nice colour going on in there. A couple of fun. Morning, I'm on my way to a breathwork course today. It goes Saturday and it goes Saturday and Sunday all day. My sister highly recommended these facilitators. Yeah, I've never done any breath work before, but breathwork's all the rage on social media at the moment, and some like somatic breath work. I don't know if that's what we're doing today. Breathing, going somewhere to learn how to breathe. Let's see how that goes. And I'm officially hooked on breath work. Got a lot out of the weekend, couldn't recommend breathwork highly enough. Okay, so after a couple of busy weeks with appointments, I feel like I'm in a place where I've made the decision for the next step going forward. I saw my surgeon, who was very fear-based and put a lot of doubt in my mind. I kind of went into my surgeon's appointment being very open for surgery and ready, trying to prepare myself to be ready for surgery. And she did the opposite. She kind of talked me out of surgery with the mindset that she wanted me to do chemo first to try and reduce the amount of cancer in my breast, because she basically said she's not going to be able to get it all, and then showed me pictures of people who have had mastectomies and with the scar, and then the cancer's just growing back through the skin. Can't get rid of it. So I think, well, what's the point of doing surgery if it's just going to come back? What's the point of putting the body through that trauma? I reluctantly went to the new oncologist appointment. Liked the new oncologist. I now have an oncologist that I would feel comfortable going back to if I felt like I needed that. So he also said the same thing. He said, he offered his products, but he also said, look, there's no guarantees that this could work. It could work, it might not work. You might get side effects, you might not get side effects. And also, this probably won't cure you, it'll just buy you some time. Okay, don't like the idea of that one either. Then I went to my naturopath, who conveys the same kind of messages. This might work, it might not work. There's no guarantees with cancer. And he has his strategy, which I was already aware of. I have decided, with the oncologist's support, of doing 3 months of the naturopath's press pulse strategy, which is a methionine restriction diet, restricting one of the 8 amino acids in the body, creating stress on the cancer cells. And then there's that's the press phase, and then the pulse phase is when you hit the cancer hard after you've weakened it, and you do things like vitamin C infusions, hotbot, hyperbaric oxygen chamber sessions, selenite, I think it's selenite under the tongue, and then a methionine increase diet. So yeah, it's a bit of a 2-week strategy, 14-day strategy, alternating week to week, and it just repeats on cycle for 3 months. Then at that point I would have another scan and see where things are at and see whether we continue on or whether we need to mix things up a little bit. It's not been an easy decision to make. There's a lot of doubt and thoughts of, all right, if, you know, things don't go my way and I end up falling off the perch, am I going to live with any regrets? That's my main thing. You know, I've got kids, I've got family. I wish I did it this way. But I just feel so strongly with the way that I'm going that I feel like I won't have regrets this way. I feel like trying this way first is, you know, me following my intuition and doing what I think is right. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a long journey. And I might change my mind further down the track and I might think, yeah, I'm ready for surgery, or yeah, I'm ready for chemo. And that's not going to get refused to me. It's going to get offered to me. But yeah, at the moment I feel very strongly on the way I'm going. Just need to make sure I'm very disciplined to follow the protocol and make sure I'm really keeping my mindset really strong. So for anyone thinking that I am anti-medical system and all of that, it's not true. I came back from Peru and I had a cyst in my leg, which I was not very concerned about, but also didn't really want it there. So I went and got it removed. So sorry if you're a bit squirmish, but I'll show you the procedure. Maybe tune out if you aren't really a big fan of this kind of thing, or wow, zoom in if you love it. So there it is. A few stitches in the leg. I know it's not a mastectomy and it's a little tiny cut compared to what the other medical procedure I would be having. But hey, it's a little taster to see how my immune system's going and how quickly I actually heal. Because, yeah, I'm my own little guinea pig right now. So we'll see how quickly that heals up and how strong I am. All right, so I've just had the last couple of days with appointments seeing the surgeon and a new oncologist. I got my results from the surgeon for my PET scan and my ultrasound. Guy came with me to the appointment. We sat down. The first thing she said to me was, "It's worse." And she convinced me to go see this oncologist, which I reluctantly went to. The only reason I kind of didn't cancel it is because my naturopath actually recommended me to that same one. So the surgeon and the naturopath both, without consulting with each other, recommended me to the same oncologist. So I thought, okay, well, that's an interesting coincidence. He must be, you know, more open-minded or whatever. So I went to his appointment today and I'm so glad I went to his appointment. He treats a lot of people like me who don't just go down the conventional medical route. They do natural as well. He looked through my scans really thoroughly, which the surgeon didn't. She didn't when I first got diagnosed. She thoroughly went through it all with me. This time around she shut everything down. But the oncologist went through it all and I asked him, I said, look, is it usual for cancer to disappear here and show up there? And he said, no, that's highly unusual. And I said, can you explain why that's happening? He's like, from a medical standpoint, no, I cannot explain that. And I said, okay. And then he proceeded to actually go through the images on my request, comparing the June images to the November images. And I asked him, to me, that looks like an improvement. Does it not? Yes, it does. Okay, so I am seeing the same thing. All right, and then he continued and he said, well, have a look at this one. And this is the one, when I first got diagnosed, they were concerned that it was in my lung because it was a small spot that blew up on my lung and they were really concerned about it. And then he showed me it today and he said, that big hot spot down, and then looking at it in November, it's almost non-existent. It's very, very faint. And I said, oh, and I was like, is that common for cancer to just disappear with no treatment? And he said that's highly unusual. So he even rang the the person that did the scan, and said, is it possible that that could have been not cancer, and it could have just been like inflammation, or like sick with something, and you've got a infection or something like that. And the person, whoever did the scan, said, no, that's blowed up at that colour. That's more high probability that it was cancer. So he was baffled by that. So he was good. He was honest. He said, like, it's not doing what cancer usually does. And he's like, maybe what you did in Peru was of benefit for you. Maybe it was just by chance. And I was like, yeah, chance, buddy. Okay, righto. And then he said his concern is the same as Dr. Yao's for now, because I'm not in Peru anymore, and now I'm back here, and it's not gone away. It's still there. Like, I'm offering you treatment. And he goes, at the end of the day, it's your body. You're going to, follow what you're doing. But I'm going to give you what I offer and explain the risks. There are risks, but there are benefits that people have had. He even mentioned that some people do some rounds of chemo with him, and then they stop and they try natural remedies and then go back to him and kind of yo-yo around. He said it's not his recommendation, but at the end of the day, he is there to serve us. So he will, negotiate with patients for dosage and all sorts of things. He will do what he recommends, but at the end of the day, it's our call. So I actually really liked him. He's not just like my way or the highway. He works with his patients. So that's huge. Like, such a good thing to have in the medical system. I don't understand why all oncologists aren't like him. Like, yeah, he was great. So I asked him how much time I have to... Sorry, I'm rambling. I just want to get it all out so I can look at this later and remember. I asked him, how much time do I have to continue trying alternative methods? Because obviously, yes, it has spread to my left side. It's not better. What time frame do you give me? And he's like, I can't give you a time frame. But he said, basically, I give you, like, if I had to give you a time, it'd be 12 months. And I said, oh, well, I'm not going to use 12. I don't know if he meant 12 months till I die, or I don't know what that meant, really. Maybe it meant 12 months and I'll be carked it. I don't know. But I said, look, I want at least 2 or 3 months to continue trying what I'm doing, and I want to see if it's having an impact. And he said, yep, like, if that's what you want to do, that's your choice. Here's a referral for another PET scan whenever you choose to do it. He said, usually we wait at least 2, generally 3 months to do another PET scan. Yeah. My body's healing. And the oncologist could not explain why my body was healing. Motherfucker, my body is healing, yeah. Yeah! So just to explain the images from June when I was diagnosed, you can see a lot of uptake at the right hand side of the breast and the axillary tail, which is the lymph nodes. And then over on the left-hand side is November, after I got home from Peru. So to me, that shows that the right side has made quite a lot of improvement. However, I have got new growth on the left side lymph node. Finally, in January 2025, we were able to move back into our home down south, and I was able to start my protocol and routine, back in the comfort of my own home. Okay, so when I was in Peru, every morning someone would make for me a mother-in-law juice, tonic, mother-in-law tongue. When I got home, I Googled it, and it's known as a cleansing plant. You put it inside your house, and it help suck up the toxins and helps purify the air indoors. And then it's also known to be quite toxic, and that you shouldn't consume it. So I challenged that because I had it every day in Peru for nearly 2 months, and I did not have any side effects. They claimed that it was really good for your blood and your lymphatic system. And in that time that I was there, I was able to clear my axillary tail, all the swollen lymph nodes in my right breast. So I know that it actually does have an effect. So I just cut it up, put it in the food processor. I put a bit of filtered water in just to give it something to bind with. That's from my Kangen water filter that my friend very, very kindly loaned to me as part of my healing protocol. Yeah.
Here, I got these.
What have you got for me? What are they? Oh, lavender. I love you. Thank you, darling.
On my pedal bag.
Oh, thanks, mate. You're the best. Whoa! Have the lid on properly. So you can see here, that's the kind of consistency I ended up with. Yep, so I'm not getting a lot out of it. You can see it's quite a thick juice that comes out of it. So I usually fill it up to about 1 litre. Sometimes it's a lot darker than this one I currently have. There's not a lot of juice in this one, so I'll probably leave it to about there. But you can see there's just a slight green tinge to it. A couple of tiny little floaties in there. But yeah, and then I just put that in my drink bottle and drink that throughout the day. I organised with my GP to get a gut microbiome test done, which was a really comprehensive document, well worth doing. I found out that I had a complete imbalance of good and bad bacteria. I had a massive bad bacteria overgrowth and not enough good bacteria in my biome. And also I had a parasite that is a stubborn parasite, which is quite tricky to get rid of, and I was completely unaware that I had it. So I really wanted to spend the next few months focusing on getting my gut microbiome back in balance. All right, I wanted to give you all an update. I have had a big week of healing this last week. I had some Reiki energy healing, my first ever Reiki session, with a beautiful lady called Charlotte. So that was incredible. That was on the Tuesday of last week, and then on the weekend I went to a women's retreat, which was called Heart Medicine, and it was just beautiful. There's a group of 12 and 13 of us, doing things like energy healing, shamanic breathwork sessions, yoga, sound baths. It was just so nourishing. I did some deep releasing that took me by surprise on the last day, but we'll get to that. So that was on the weekend. In between Tuesday and the weekend, I also flew up to Geraldton to look at a house. So more news on that as well. And then today, back at home, I had an online Zoom conference, a 2-hour session with a lovely man named Keith who's over in Victoria in Australia, and he does EMF, I think is the acronym, otherwise I'll correct it, but it's that the tapping. And basically he gave me a pre-questionnaire looking into, you know, some challenging situations, emotional situations or stressful situations, events that have occurred in the past, and yeah, basically releasing them through the tapping method, which was really incredible. So for anyone out there that doesn't really believe in energy practices, please, I probably would have been like that back in the day too, but now I've experienced it for myself. It's undeniable, energy practices and the impact that it has, and just how you feel afterwards is profound. It's changed my life. So look at her go. It's pretty hard to record yourself when you're having a bit of a moment, but I'm doing a 21-day nervous system reset through breathwork on an online course through the Reconnected, and I think it's about day 9 today, and there's some big processing over the last few days, lots of material coming up. And yeah, the big aha for me right now is I've realised that I have issues around safety and being able to feel emotions. Somehow I've got some protective measures in my body where I don't feel safe to feel particular emotions like anger and sadness and fear. And I've been suppressing them my whole life, so it's going to take some time, but I kind of realize that I have to remind myself every day that I'm safe to feel, and yeah, I need to be more compassionate to myself. I realize that I realize that I've got putting so much pressure on myself to be healed, and I want to. So time conscious that I realise I need to be more compassionate to myself if I'm going to get through this, because I think I just kind of grit on and persevere and block out feeling so exhausted and scared, and yeah, it feels nice to be able to. Feels nice. Billie Jean's holding the phone for me. Thanks, darling.
Okay.
It actually feels really nice to have a cry, doesn't it, Bill?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah. Yeah. I want to teach you that it's okay to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we get sad, don't we? Yeah. And how about you? Have you been a bit sick today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you vomit?
On my bed.
Oh dear. And what about Bear?
I vomit on him.
Did you vomit on your bear?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore? Is he all clean now? All washed and clean?
Yeah.
That's good. Oh well, there we are. Back into it. And just some other things that have been coming up for me through this breathwork process. I was getting a bit frustrated because in my breathes, we do about a 15-minute breathe each morning, and nothing's really happening in my breathe. It's getting a little bit frustrated. And then the advice of the coaches is to actually sit with the emotion that I am experiencing. Even if you think nothing's happening, something is happening. So I had to really focus on what is nothing, what is happening here. And I realized I was really impatient. And so with the breathwork, you set an intention. Obviously my intention's all around healing and being healed and having joy and, feeling empowered with my life. I resonated with, I am actually feeling impatient. I want to be healed now. With my symptoms and my breast is actually, it's all metastasized to my skin, and it actually looks like it's getting worse, not better. So it's putting a lot of fear into me. So a lot of fear is coming back up, even though I kind of managed a lot of my fear through my experience in Peru. I'm not invincible, it's still there. I am realizing that, I am impatient. And I had to sit with the fear that I was making the wrong choices, because it's really hard, because I fully believe in my body's ability to heal. I really do believe that I can heal myself. But it's really hard when you think about, what if you're wrong and then you're the fool that went all hippie and thought you could heal yourself, and then you died. You idiot, and then it makes me think about that pressure on poor guy, my partner, and my family, and I've left them behind when I could have done more. I've got this fear that I'm not doing enough. It's a lot of unwinding and challenging, like when you're thinking about, I actually started thinking, what if I am doing it wrong, and what if I am going to die? And then I kind of have all these horrible thoughts of, I've always, thought I was going to live fast, die young, and, just stupid things that come into your head. And you think, maybe my destiny is to die. And it's fucked up thinking like that, and it's really upsetting, and it's not very fun to go through those emotions, but I think it's part of my process, because I honestly feel like I'm going through a transformational period right now. And what I think is, I've been so determined to heal myself naturally. I don't think I need medical intervention. I don't think I need to have surgery to remove my breast. I don't think I need chemotherapy to remove my breast or radiation. I think I need to nourish my mind, body, and soul, and my body will repair. It will heal. But I am in my own way. The only thing in my way is myself. I am blocking it. And in a way, I'm self-sabotaging, because in my mind, I'm still a fence sitter. I'm still thinking, it's getting a bit worse. I can see it coming through my skin. Maybe I should have the surgery. Even though I convinced myself I didn't need it, maybe I should. So I'm still in doubt. I'm not trusting my intuition, and I'm not trusting what I think is right. So it's material I have to work with. I have to work on that. Is that something that I should do, or is it something that I need to work on, as in it's a fear I need to release? So what I would like to think is that I'm going to continue I've got a 21-day nervous system reset. I'm on day 9. My intention is, by the end of this 21-day nervous system reset, I want to have full confidence in my choice that I'm going to heal myself. I want to say, sell this house down south. Let's move up north to our dream destination where Guy is. Let's have our family together. we'll be downsizing, so with the extra funds that we will get from selling our beautiful property down south, I'll be able to afford a sauna, which I've maybe already bought with my credit card, but anyway, a hyperbaric oxygen machine, which is so expensive. But I was like, I sold my car. I don't really have a car. I have a car, but just a little cheap runaround car. People spend, tens of thousands of dollars on a car. Why wouldn't I spend tens of thousands of dollars on a machine that could potentially save my life? So yeah, I'm going to buy a hyperbaric oxygen therapy machine. I can buy a Kangen water filter from my beautiful friend who has loaned me hers. I can buy organic fruit and vegetables. I can be with my family and establish a routine and have support and feel safe. I can be in a new community and make new connections with people, with like-minded people. That's my intention. I just need to get out of my own head and my own shit and my worry about what everyone else thinks. The worry that everyone else thinks I'm crazy, and what if they're right and I'm wrong, and all those thoughts. Yeah, I've got to process that. And I'd like to say I want to do it soon, but I've got to learn that I can't put time pressure on myself, so it will happen when it happens. I'm going to make a nice bone broth. What? In the kitchen, using chicken feet.
What is that? Show me that.
I'm going to cook the chicken feet.
I'll see it.
Yeah. So I'm just using the pulp from my juicing today and mixing that in with some chicken feet, some onion and garlic and some herbs. About to put some water in, and that'll be my beautiful bone broth. And I'll get some yummy collagen from those chicken feet. And I'm using my Kangen water filter for the water, 9.0 pH. This is kind of the bottom of the jar, but it's like all, I don't know if you can see that, but it's very gelatin-like. So this morning all I'm doing is just putting some in a mug, putting some hot water in there, and drinking that like a tea. Thanks for tuning in. Sorry, there's a lot of me talking in this episode, so thanks for hanging in there with me. Tune in next episode where we sell our house and move house, and I also do a full backflip with my treatment protocol, and I make the decision to opt in for some conventional treatment. So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode where I dive into that.